All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today was a really bad day of trading, and I consider myself really quite fortunate to have ended up with a green day. Um, so you can see here on the screen from top to bottom, these are so this is Eyen is the first trade I got into. Zoom is the next trade. MP. So chronologically speaking, this is generally the way that it went, and I finally traded MP again here just a few minutes ago. I'm in the office much later than I usually would be, uh, and part of it is due because I had a 12:30 phone call, and so while I was on the phone call, I was just kind of watching things, and I did see a couple of opportunities to take in the afternoon. It's not something that I usually do, but I had a chance to do it, so I did it, and it worked out. Usually, I would have walked away from this day red, and if it weren't for MP finally breaking through its old high, I would be in roughly a negative $500 day. But fortunately, I happened to be here in the office for MP, and I was actually doing the my recap when I saw MP trying to push past the new highs. So I consider myself really quite fortunate to have a green day today. Um, so I'll just kind of recap the day and recap what I did wrong and what I did right. All right, and I this is outside of my trading strategy. This trade right here that saved me today is outside of my trading strategy. And when I do that, I'm breaking my own rules. And the number one thing about trading is discipline. So this MP, I'll go over it here in a minute. In fact, actually, I'll get started with the first trade that I had on MP this morning. So MP, and I think MP was the first. Oh no, EYEN was the first. That was a stupid trade. So these small cap stocks, they pop up. I thought I saw an opportunity this morning. Here's the 1 minute. Let me take the Fibonacci off. It'll make it a little bit easier to see. So this morning pre-market, I saw, actually, let me put the Fibonacci back up. This morning pre-market, and this is while I was doing my pre-market workup, I saw it break above this 722 Fibonacci. And I was like, okay, well, it'll probably go to the next higher Fibonacci, which is roughly, 760-ish. So I'll be able to pull, a few cents off of it. I traded 500 shares, and I was wrong. Here it is this morning, 500 shares, down 171 bucks on it, down 34 cents on it. So I sold it. I bought it at roughly 722-ish, 720, 722 or something like that, and wound up letting it go for $6, roughly with $6.90 something cents. So I started the day off with a red trade. Woohoo, and it was a really bad trade. I knew better than to get into this thing pre-market first of all, but then after it went up to a high of 918 and was pulling all the way back into the sevens. Pre-market, that was just a really dumb trade. I managed to get out of it with 30 cents of loss instead of $1 or something. So I did manage to dump it, but just a stupid trade. So then it says my next trade was on Zoom, but I don't think that's right. I think it was on MP. In the first minute of the day here, let me check Zoom. Yeah, let me see if Zoom got in the first minute. Let me get to the 1 minute chart here. Zoom, go. So MP was the first trade that I got into. And I averaged into, let's see, on MP on the first, I got into 200 shares. And I was in 200 shares at a higher price than 49.43. I had an order to buy 100 shares at 49.43, so I got in there first. And then as I saw it breaking up, I got into it at 49.80 something, like right here, as on this candle as it started going up, thinking, okay, it's getting ready to launch, and I'll see this thing move into the 50s, right? And I didn't take. The strategy is to take profits at 1%. And so at 1%, I was in it at an average of 49.60, roughly somewhere in there. And it moved up 1%. It gave me, 49.60 means 49, 1% means 49 cents. And it moved up here to 50.52, and it was well over actually the 1% mark. But I was like, I'm going to let it run, right? Low risk, it's only 200 shares. And so then it came back down, break even. I was like, okay, well, it's just coming back to test, this breakout area right here, and it'll keep going. But no, it did not. And so I wrote it. I was like, all right, well, it'll come back up to test this, this breakout area again, and it'll give, it'll go higher. Well, I could have gotten out a little bit less than break even right here at 49 when it came back to this area, but I didn't get out. And then I wound up giving it up $1. I lost $1 per share on this. So I was in at like 49.60, and I gave it up at 48.60 roughly. So right somewhere in this area right here, 48, somewhere around 48.65. So I was like, okay, that's losing trade number 2 today. Wonderful. And so then I was like, and it's 3 strikes you're out with trading for me. If I have 3 red trades, especially 3 red trades in a row, I'm out. Well, okay. So Zoom came along, and I averaged into 30 shares around 426.34 right here. And it filled me. I was in, I think I was in 30 shares with about a 20 cent. So I had an order at $426.34. I had 2 more, one above, one below, at 20 cents, 20 cent interval. So I was in it for an average of 426.34 on 30 shares. But I'd gotten in at 426.54, 426.34, and 426.14. So it bobbled around this number for a while. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to give it some time, for it to hit this level and then move forward. And it didn't. And so instead of ditching the trade, which is, I was like, I don't want to be red 3 trades and I'm out for the day. I don't want to do this. And I would have been down at that point, somewhere around, let's see, at that point, 171. I would have been down somewhere around $500 at that point. And I was like, oh, crap. I don't want to have a down day, so on and so on. Being able to handle losses is even more important. And I've had such a string of green days recently that I had forgotten how to handle a red day and just cut my losses and say I'll be back tomorrow, So instead of ditching, I decided, well, okay, let me find the next level on this thing where it's going to gather support. So I found this 415.24 level, and I got into another 30 shares. You never add to a losing position, never. But I did today. I don't know why. I think I feel as though I needed to learn this lesson again today. So anyway, learn from my mistake. If you're watching this video, learn from my mistake. And I wound up letting it go. Let's see. So it says here, it's a little bit confusing, and I actually really can't make much sense of it myself. And I was the one trading. It's down $15 a share on 10 shares, and then down $7 a share on 50 shares, for a combined total of 500 down. So at that point in the day, I was down 700, 800, almost $900 on the day. And I was like, okay, well, I got out, and then I feel somewhat better about having cut where I did, because Zoom wound up making this move right here all the way down to 390. So I cut somewhere around $411. I cut my losses and just walked away. At least I was able to do that, right? All right. Well, so I don't remember where I got this 415 level from. It was somewhat. It did stutter around that price for a bit, but it wasn't. It was nothing. Here's the Fibonacci that I put on it this morning, and I'll leave it on the 1 minute. So you can see here, this is the level. Let me get rid of that line. I'll get rid of this line. So I put my entry today at this 426.43 or 33, whatever that is. And I should have, in the discipline, the way to make money in this is to consider every trade that you make to have only 50-50 odds. Now, I've had better, much better, my win percentage in the past 3 weeks is in the high 80s. I've had some pretty good win pick ratio, right? And I just wasn't willing to accept that I was wrong. And the way to succeed in this business is to cut your losses short and let your winners run. And I, for whatever reason, decided to not do that today, right? So, and I don't know why. It's a lesson I've learned hundreds of times before today, and I mean literally hundreds of times. I guess I needed to teach myself the same lesson again that I had learned before. Maybe I haven't had enough lessons in cutting losses yet. Apparently I haven't. So that I get to work on that. And it's been something that saved me over the past 2 or 3 weeks too. This is why I've had green days straight for 2 or 3 weeks, and it's because I've cut my losses early. I've cut my losses before watching them just run. Okay, so here are the Fibonacci levels that I have on it today. This is where I got my Fibonacci. I got it on the daily here, and there's this run to 588 from this gap at 325. And so 426.34, it's probably kind of small on your screen. And the next level down is 391.63. And now it's, I thought about getting into another trade right here at 391.63, but I was like, no, why would I do that? This thing's on the way down. I'm, going to try and catch a falling knife. On the day when I started this thing, Zoom was up. Zoom was up pre-market. Zoom, I wasn't catching a falling knife. I was looking for a bounce on its way up. But this thing has turned into a falling knife today. So Zoom, maybe that's why I wasn't willing to let it go as quickly as usual, is because I was like, no, this thing's running up. It's going up. There's, I'm not trying to, catch a stock, a bottom on a stock on its way down. I'm trying to participate on its way up. Maybe that was in the back of my mind. That was my bias that I couldn't let go of today. But I really, I really could have cut this. I could have cut this at a loss of $90, $90, and that would have been perfectly okay. And in fact, that would have been a $90 loss would have been exactly the 1%. Let's see, on 30 shares, $3. No, so for $120 actually is where I could have cut this off, and that would be a hell of a lot better than 500 down. So anyway, then I got into a position. Now SCE is another one that I had on watch, and this would have turned out to be a really good trade. I had I think I was going to get into 1,000 shares on this one. No, it's a 259. So I would have gotten into 100 shares on this one, or maybe 200 shares. I think it was 200. I was looking to average into 200 shares, but so I'd gotten into MP and Zoom, and then SE. I was like, all right, I'm already into 2 trades. Let me, cancel out of SE. So I'm not watching 3 trades at a time, because it gets really pretty difficult. And I wasn't as interested in this number, this 264.52 number, as I was this 259 number, was where I was like, okay, there's going to that's going to be a good spot to take a bounce. And so I had averaged in quite a range, or I didn't average in, but I had placed orders for quite a range on SE. I think it was as high as like 260 and as low as 258 for 200 total shares. And this would have turned out just fine. If I had averaged into 200 shares at 259 and then gotten, I don't know, maybe I would have let go of it in this consolidation area, which I kind of have a habit of doing. I may have been able to get, $2. I was kind of in the mode of seeing things. I was like, these things are on their way up. I'm bullish the market, generally speaking. I'm going to let these things run a little bit past my risk tolerances. And only on 200 shares, I can handle that risk. Well, so anyway, I wound up not even getting into the trade anyway. And this has been the second time in 2 days that I didn't get into the winning trade and got into 2 losing trades. And somehow I've been able to scrape out a day. And so the next Kern, now Kern is one that I've been keeping an eye on for quite some time. Akerna, Kern, the name of the company is Akerna. And I managed to get into this one for about a 40-cent run. And I've got 100, I took 600 shares. And let's take a look at it here. Down to 602 now. Okay. Yeah, so Kern had a nice run this morning. And I didn't catch it this morning. Yeah, I caught it right in here. Okay. Right here at this VWAP dip. So I got into 600 shares at roughly an average of like 610 or so, or something like that. I had orders in on this one. Now, I've paid attention to Kern for a long time. Yeah, there we go. And I've traded a long time. And so when I saw it, this is one that I have on watch on my trading platform. And so when I saw it move up above this level, yesterday's high, I was like, oh, I bet you that's a good entry. And I saw it dip down and run back up. So I got into this around 620 a share for 600 shares. And it moved up to 645. And I took some profits on Kern at, I must have gotten in this a little bit earlier than that. Let me see. Yeah, I got in, that's interesting. So I think I got into this after this consolidation period. So I got in around $6 a share, and I got out around 640. So I made some money off of that. Let's see, I made about $220 off of that trade. So then let's see what else. MP. So finally, MP here, and so this is after my phone call. I was on my phone call from 12:30 until right about 13, just a few minutes before this. And I remember seeing this pop, and I was like, oh, hey, look, it's popping up over its all-time highs. Interesting. And so while I was on the phone conversation, SE, what are you doing, SE? So SE's come down to its lower level here. Let's see where I got that level. It's a Fibonacci here. Let's see what Fibonacci that is. SE has just come down to its 50% Fibonacci. No, it's 61.8 Fibonacci. There could be a trade there. It looks like it's trying to close the gap. Yesterday's close was at 248.51. It's at 253.18 right now. Well, anyway, I'm not going to trade it. I'm gonna go home green today and be happy about it. Really happy about it. Yeah, so MP, it made an attempt to break through all-time highs right here, and it failed. and then right up here, it started doing it again. In the level 2, I was watching it, and there was a seller right at 49.43 right here, 49.41, 49.40. Well, it kept getting like, there kept being surges toward this all-time high. And so I was like, I'm putting in an order, a conditional order to buy at 49.45. And so when it broke 49, it broke 2 cents above 49.43. And apparently, and the reason I chose 49.45 is I think because this high is 49.53. Why did I choose 49.45? The low of this tiny little candle right here, the low of this tiny little candle right here is 49.45. And for whatever reason, I chose 49. At the time, it made sense. I don't know about now, but 49.45 is the level that I chose to put in a conditional order. And apparently, a lot of other people did too. A lot of other people did the same thing I did. And so I caught the bulk of this move. I got this one for $2.18 a share. So from I'm just going to pull out the calculator. 49.45 plus 2.18 equals 51.63. So right in here, right inside of this topping candle, right inside of here, let's put 51.63. So I got damn near the whole move from the bottom, from 49.05 to 51.76. I got $2 of that out of a, let's see what the entire move was. So this is a $2.72. This is a $2.72 move, and I got $2.18 out of that move. Thank goodness. It saved my day. I'm not really happy. Although, I am really happy. How do I say this? I didn't trade according to my plan. I got lucky to be green today. Although I knew what I was doing here with this breakout, but still, this is a day that goes in the win column with an asterisk next to it. All right, everybody. I'm going to call it a day here. Go home and do something more productive with my life and hang out with my sons. Good luck out there, everybody. I wish you the absolute best in your trading. Click like, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell if you're missing these videos. And I do them live. So if you tap the bell, you'll get a notification of when I go live. So you'll be able to get my morning ideas. And actually, if I had stuck to my trading plan today, I could have been out of here by 10:30. MP, what I had MP at 49, 43, 49, yeah. I could have pulled a percentage off of that. It would have been small, or $100. I think the same thing with Zoom. No, Zoom just sucked. I would have had to have if I just cut that, I'd be down $120, but it wouldn't be terrible. I'd have a negative $20 day if I had stuck to my plan, and I wouldn't be sitting here all day. I did have a phone call at 12:30 to be in my office for, but otherwise. Okay, now SE is looking really interesting right here at this price level for a bounce. If anybody's paying attention, I would be, let's see if this thing has volume. Nah, not really. Not really good volume there. So yesterday's close, let's take the Fibonacci off real quick. And let's take a look at yesterday's close. Here is yesterday's close. And it's coming right down to yesterday's close. Interesting. Yeah, and actually, if I'd stuck to the plan, I'd be positive, probably about, let's see, SE, I had an entry. I just closed all my entries. I don't remember. Let's put the Fibonacci back up. I don't remember where my entry was on SE. Okay. Well, anyway, people, good luck out there. I will see you tomorrow morning.